Tuning in for some movie reviews. Film flickers and movie reviews. Let's hear those movie reviews. Film flickers and movie reviews. And action.
Hi Flickers, we're back with another review. It's a little bit different this time. We've gone a little bit back in time, and a nice little offering that John has provided for us.
Yeah, because we have the 1964, I'm not going to use the word classic, but film Monstrosity The Atomic Brain. It's an interesting film. Ignore the front cover because it is in fact a black and white film. And it's kind of a horror, I guess a horror thriller.
Yeah, I'd say horror thriller, with a bit of a sci-fi twist.
A little bit of a sci-fi twist, definitely, yeah.
It's sticking a lot of genres. Which is good, we like that.
It's trying to cover the bases, that's for sure. Right, okay, well the film is about an old lady who is exceptionally rich, and she is coming close to the end of her life and decides that she wants to prolong it, and so she hires a doctor who's been thrown out of the medical community because of his suspicious experiments, and she is employing him to use his abilities to transfer her into another body.
It's quite an interesting twist to the narrative, because you are expecting a kind of a... Well, the doctor does happen to have a certain ring to his name, doesn't he?
Yes.
Dr. Frankenstein. No,
not Frankenstein.
No, it is Dr. Frank. But his experiments are very close to the original Mary Shelley story, which is digging up dead bodies and reanimating them, but this time to transfer an old woman's brain into a younger model, as it were.
Well, he doesn't start there though. He, for some reason, has a fixation with implanting animal brains into human bodies. Yeah. His faithful guardian, if you will, is a dog man who the doctor rescued him from a car crash and then implanted the dog's brain in. And apparently implanting the dog's brain into your brain also causes you to grow weird tusks on the bottom of your mouth.
Yeah. That was really odd and an amazing overbite as well. But it does look really odd. I don't understand how transferring a brain would change your physical appearance, but apparently it does. That's the magic of science. To
be fair, it's not the only bit of science that's played about with. The second attempt to do this is made with a woman that he steals from a graveyard, and apparently she's been there too long, so her brain no longer works, and he's had to remove it. And yet she is still able to walk around and breathe and make some amount of decisions. Which I'll admit, I only did a very small amount of biology and science to do with the human body, but I was kind of led to believe that the brain was important for all of those functions.
Well, it's the myth of zombie lore, isn't it? Really, that zombies can just walk around and they have no brain activity, which is why they go and chase other people for brains. I mean, there are lots of variations like viruses and stuff, but this did seem to not... She didn't want to eat anyone's brain or hunger after any flesh or anything. She just literally was a zombie, as in just walking around aimlessly, really. Which is what looked at it. But I think the thing that really stood out was that she was very lightly dressed in the scientist's lair, kind of confined, and it was one of the lines that I found quite cringeworthy, which is just saying, "Oh, she must be fun to have around. Yes, she's quite amusing." And it's like, sorry, what are you up to? For us in the modern times, of course, we see these kind of things and we do call them a bit of an outrage and whatnot, and it was a very innocent time then. But I have to say, throughout the whole of it, you do realise how sexist it is throughout. There are certain musical notes that are addressed with women, and actually how the women are portrayed as well. They're all very stick thin, very pert and everything is beautiful about them, and they're all say beauty and
exceptionally pert. Some would say canonical.
No, I did say that was the fashion those days with the bra. So it wasn't that she didn't actually have naturally pointy boobs. Well, that's not how it works. You definitely got that in the writing as well when the old lady was measuring up. There's 3 girls who got invited to the house to pretend to be maids or to be assistants to her and everything under that pretense, which was actually just to see which body she wanted to sort of go into, because they could only do it with a live brain or something as the transfer, which I don't understand that.
When the reason why the woman was walking around without a brain was because the nerve endings in her body had withered away, and so they couldn't accept another brain. That's why he needed fresh subjects. It was a bit of a throwaway line. It had all the hallmarks of right going, oh wait a minute, there's a hole here. Which is weird that he came up with that hole rather than the other. All of the others that are in there.
Which is interesting, because that's really taking in a proper science precedent, apart from the other really amazing thing, which was if it all went to pot, if ever they got discovered about what they were actually doing, they would set a nuclear explosion which would just burn the house down.
Yeah, everywhere else would be fine.
Yeah, I don't think they quite understood what it meant for have a nuclear explosion.
No.
Yeah, that's not how it works. It was trying to deal with it in a very serious manner, but it was, I guess, we would see that as laughable now, really, because it's, you know, we've seen other more horrific things in our life. But at the time, like I said, it is very innocent.
It was done in a very documentary style, because you had somebody doing a voiceover for quite a lot of it and explaining what was going on, what was going to happen. So it was kind of like a documentary.
Throwing a little exposition for it. There we go.
It was constant exposition.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to the exposition.
So I think it was quite a way into the film before anybody spoke. I genuinely thought we were going to have a film that was completely narrated.
I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a silent movie, because some of those sound effects were really bad.
They were. I mean, yeah.
It was literally like someone having one of those funny whistles and stuff like that, and you thought, what? And the music where it had the xylophone. That was brilliant. It was obviously very cheaply made. It did have, I think it does have a good premise, and actually the twist at the end was actually quite decent. I wasn't really expecting it.
It was good because it was a double twist at the end.
Yes.
And it was, it was good. I mean, it has a charm, definitely. And the ending, I quite enjoyed the ending.
The dog boy, or dog man.
Yeah.
I thought it was a wolf man as soon as it appeared, because they were talking about vampires at the very start. And
they were. And that was weird, because
Yeah.
And yeah, the guy appeared, and he was the very image of a Bram Stoker Wolfman.
Well, it literally, these things were up here like this, because you said, oh, he's got why has he suddenly got overdeveloped canines?
Yeah,
and it wasn't until we saw a close up.
The next close up, they're going up.
It's up against the window. The 3 girls, there was a Spanish girl.
Yes.
There was a. I don't want to say.
I can't remember what country she was from.
Oh no, she was European, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was European, but she
spoke
with an American accent anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, and then there was an English girl who referred to the cellar as a basement. It's like
the English girl had basically had most of her elocution lessons from Dick Van Dyke.
It was for black and white. I did think it was still very good, and there was some really. I loved some of the shots, like when they first entered the house and that hallway. It just, I think if they'd been in a cinema screen, I think that would have looked even more impressive. But we were watching it on just a 4:3 image, which was just shortened down, obviously for video use. But it was, I think, if you'd seen that in the cinema, it would have looked very impressive, and there were some really good shots. The practical effects were actually quite good.
They're all right, and the lab was quite. It looked sufficiently futuristic-y for the time, kind of, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And it had lots of bubbling effects and everything, which is always nice when you're doing with a horror movie laboratory.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of bubble.
Got to have some bubbling
Bit
flasks.
of dry ice floating across. It's nice. It's always
Lots
good.
of buttons as well. Lots of huge consoles with buttons, which is always good.
Flasks.
And
as well.
flasks, yes.
Yeah,
Erlenmeyer
that's good.
flasks.
Test tubes. No Bunsen burners. That must have been a Bunsen burner.
I almost probably, we just missed it.
Yeah.
I can't recommend this film. In all faith, I could never tell anyone to go and get this film. It wasn't a good film. Even for the age. I mean, I do like old films. As you know, you've seen a couple of my previous reviews. It's I like old films, but no, I mean it just does nothing. The acting's horrible. Everything that happens off screen. So if somebody gets attacked, it's always and then it cuts and then it goes back and they're on the floor. So.
But that's mostly down to ratings as well, of being able to get past the censors and everything at the time, because you wouldn't be allowed to show blood or violence, especially towards women. I don't see it as an awful movie. I definitely wouldn't recommend it to any of my friends or family. I wouldn't recommend this film at all. There were some really good laugh out loud moments for the pair of us.
I think basically, if you're on the lookout for a good old film, this isn't it. If you're having an evening of watching terrible films, this would probably fit that quite well.
It was definitely a waste of both of our time. So we're very happy to review this for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to watch it.
Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, we'll see you again in the future.
Bye, Flickers.
Bye. Thanks for watching the video, and if you did like it, then please hit the like button, and if you want to see more from us, then please hit subscribe.
And don't forget to leave a comment below, and if you've got any suggestions for films that we should be reviewing in the future, please leave us a nice little message. Oh, and check out our previous videos.